Remember Merlin? I bet you do, because Colin Morgan left a very serious mark on the fantasy space. But there is one specific scene that holds a terrifying, allegorical, and structural truth about human survival. In this scene, Merlin is heavily chained by magic, completely pinned to the dirt, as Queen Mab's demonic shadow-like beast closing to tear him apart. With zero options left after a magical attempt to break free, he uses his final breath to shout an incantation into the sky, summoning the great dragon. And of course, the dragon made good on his promise to always come to his rescue. He swooped down, scorched the field, and destroyed Queen Mab's predatory minions as the dragon flew away with Merlin. Awesome scene. Well, let's look past the Hollywood magic wrapper and pull out a cold structural reality about how human beings survive when they are pinned to the ground. That call was a 50-50 gamble, and proximity really mattered immensely. In terms of system theory and survival, the dragon isn't just a separate creature flying around. It represents a latent, allegorical, symbolic, massive reservoir of power. But when you are chained in the dirt, that reservoir is completely invincible to you. It belongs to the dark, unseen part of existence, which is what I call the 95% shadow. When you are at absolute zero, shouting an incantation into the ether is a binary gamble. You are betting that the back-end code of reality will respond to your interface. The proximity rule must be in your favor though, because the dragon cannot save you if it only exists as an abstract concept. It has to be close enough to have a functional structural investment in your survival. The anchor only works if the cable reaches the bedrock. Liking a post that promises a breakthrough or waiting for a cosmic handout is passive. It requires nothing from your internal structure. True faith, the kind Merlin uses, isn't a passive wish. It is a violent, desperate expenditure of your last unit of energy when you have absolutely nothing left to use. Passive magical thinking expects a dragon to serve you because you clicked a button. Real faith is an act of total surrender and alignment, knowing that if the dragon doesn't show up, you are dead. It's a structural bridge built out of sheer will. The illusion of slowness is the most dangerous part of the predator. It tricks you into thinking you have time, which breeds complacency. Merlin didn't call the dragon when the beasts were miles away. He called when they were close enough to smell his fears. If someone is to save you, or coming to save you, they aren't going to wander by casually. The rescue happens because the sheer pressure of encroaching threat forces you to drop all pretenses. So stop trying to use your own weak hands to break the chains, and call on the massive, terrifying thing lurking in the shadow to scatter the framework of the reality you don't like. The dragon doesn't show up to keep you comfortable in your chains. He shows up to burn the whole field down. So look into the darkness, conjure the dragon, because the predator is always encroaching. Merlin was just the interface. The real power, the thing that shatters the chains, lives in the 95% reality we mentioned and conditioned to ignore. We are moving from the fantasy of the screen to the mechanism of the shadow. If it interests you, and if you are ready to stop watching and start mapping the back-end code of your own reality, join me as we learn about 95% part of reality. We are just beginning the descent.